So here's your daily dose of nightmare fuel. I present to you the Robo-badger, and it's a perfect example of how weird wildlife management can get. First, let's backtrack a bit. In the caption, I've pinned a video I made about black-footed ferrets, but the very quick rundown is that they were thought to be extinct. A very good dog found one. The last colony on Earth was discovered, and from there a captive breeding program was begun. In the intervening years, black-footed ferrets have become the poster fur baby for the concept of rewilding, aka reintroducing species to their native habitat where they haven't existed for some time. Now, one of the trickiest parts of rewilding is taking wild animals that are born in zoos or other captive breeding facilities and then reintroducing them into an environment they don't have the skills to navigate. Unsurprisingly, the first batch of reintroduced ferrets did terribly, which is what led to the creation of Colorado's National Black-Footed Ferret Conservation Center, also known sometimes as Black-Footed Ferret Boot Camp. These furry, feated, baby-shy haloods needed preconditioning, and this is the place for it. Ferrets are observed in the pens with these burrow systems installed to see if they've got what it takes to make it in the real world. Prairie dogs are released in the pens, and ferrets learn to hunt them. They also get exposed to weather, bugs, and curious raptors and owls circling above the netted ceiling. In 30 days or so, biologists get a pretty good sense of whether they're ready for reintroduction, or if they'll spend the rest of their days delighting children, in this case I am children, with their wiggly little running and wrestling style. But where does Robo-badger come in? Well, in the early days of the experiment, researchers didn't have enough black-footed ferrets to actually test their methods. So they imported some Russian polecats and tried to teach them how to hunt, how to be afraid of predators. One idea they had was to attach a badger carcass to a remote-controlled truck toy and chase the polecats around the pen. It was slow, it didn't behave like a predator, the polecats ignored it. I like this example because it shows both how out-of-the-box biologist thinking can be, how iterative it is, and how gross it can be. It's perfect. Mad Max-style abominations aside, BFF Boot Camp has been a success. Biologists found that ferrets who graduate from the conservation center are 10 times more likely to succeed in the wild. We still have a ton of work to do. BFFs experience such a severe bottleneck event that their genetic diversity is in rough shape. They need more habitat, they need more prairie dogs for prey, and perhaps worst of all, they're still at extreme risk of sylvatic plague. Even in the face of all those problems, I still think that black-footed ferrets have potential to be the great conservation story of our time.